Every character wants something. That's the story we are telling. We are telling the story of a person that wants something. And the trials and the tribulations they go through to either accomplish that goal or not accomplish that goal. If you have a character that wants nothing, you've racked your brain, you've reread all your story, they want for nothing, they never hunger, they never thirst, they don't want money, they don't want power, they don't want fame. Congratulations! You've made Buddha. And more than likely, he's not useful to the story. Unless you're writing a story about someone wanting to become Buddha, which at that point you've kind of written yourself into a corner, and it's only once they don't want to be Buddha anymore that they really ascend to it. But anyway, hi by the way. No matter what story you're writing, for whatever medium you're writing for, your character wants something. That could be something exponential like getting the ring to Mordor. They could want to be the king of the pirates. They could want to be a great chef. And no matter what that character wants, that's what your story is. Every character has a want. And if that character doesn't have a want, it's not going to be a good story. Now, of course, these three are examples of broad wants. And within those broad wants are the smaller wants. Yes, I want to be a great chef, but I'm just a little rat. So I want a way to communicate my skill and ability with food into the human world. Yes, I want to be the king of the pirates, but to do that, I need a ship. Or yes, I want to destroy the evil that is within the ring. But to do that, I'd have to leave my hobbit hole and go on a journey. These are the smaller wants, and there are smaller wants within those smaller wants, all the way down to even taking the first step. And yes, there are smaller wants even within that, I want my muscles to contract in the right way where I can take that first step. Or even, I don't want my ankle to roll when I am taking that first step. You can go as small as you want. The muscles contracting and the ankle rolling is a little far, but you could definitely do that if it works in your story. So since I already used the meme, I want to look a little deeper at the Lord of the Rings. And we're going to be hopping around throughout the trilogy, so bear with me if I'm doing things a little bit out of order. And to visualize what I'm talking about and something that is an excellent resource for figuring out what your character wants, I'm going to be using the pyramid of the hierarchy of needs. So it has all the different levels of the needs of a human being. And I am going to be looking at my phone because this is just a green screen and I cannot see this. Using the pyramid as a storytelling resource though, I think it's an excellent example of figuring out where your character is going in their wants and their needs and their desire. So it goes all the way from the very bottom of wanting food and water and shelter and a way to stay warm, and it goes all the way to the top of figuring out who you are as a person. So it's the idea of self-fulfillment at the very top. This is what people are aspiring to. Everything below is available, and this is the zenith. This is the top of the top. So I'm sure you can already see the kind of resource that this would be if you're trying to decide who your character is, what they want, and where they are going within the story. You could write a caveman kind of story where it is a struggle to find food and water and a place to sleep. And you can also write way up here. This is kind of like the Buddha story I was talking about there at the beginning. The idea of, I've already achieved everything. What is beyond everything? So we'll hop back to our example, and we're jumping straight to the end because this is when we are at the bottom of our pyramid. So we've got Sam, we've got Frodo, we've got Gollum. And where we're picking up, Gollum has thrown the lambus bread off of the side of the mountain. There is no way that the hobbits can get to it without climbing back down and ending up in a worse place than they started. So at this point, they're at the bottom of the pyramid. They no longer have their food. They do not have shelter. All they have is their cloaks, some blankets, and the clothes on their back. And the thing at this point in the story that they want more than anything else is safety and security. The next level of our pyramid. Now mind you, they don't have the food. It just went over the side of the mountain. They don't have water. Everything getting closer to Mordor is becoming more and more tainted. There is no shelter. They have to keep on the move. And the only thing that they have right now is each other. And even that gets torn away. They aren't even on the pyramid. But you see, what we have here is an example of what the characters want. They want to be not only on the bottom level, but they want to be on the level just above that. That's all they're asking for, is a little security. Yes, they want food, they want water, but they want to be safe. They are in the heart of evil, and they don't want to be there. But if they turn around now, they'll be below the below of the pyramid, I guess. If they turn back, there is no more pyramid, right? It all breaks apart, it shatters, because evil wins, and there will be no more good. It's a very common, classic case of characters wanting something they can't have. Until they finish the mission, until the ring is gone, they can't have what they want. So they have to complete that mission so they can have what they want. And yes, I know what I'm putting here, and it is very, very funny. So that's our example of a character wanting to go up in the pyramid. Let's do a little rewind, and we'll talk about a character that is willingly going down the pyramid. Now, if I did this right, this is going to be the animated version of Aragorn, and you're not really going to know what his deal is. It's pretty much the same, it's just animated. So we'll hop back to the live-action sexy version, and if you know this scene, you know exactly what I mean by willingly going down the pyramid. Aragorn has willingly given up his kingdom. He left being the rightful king of Gondor to go be a ranger. And that does tell a lot about the character. But I feel like people are more familiar with the movie, so I chose this scene. So if you don't know what's going on here, basically Liv Tyler is telling Aragorn, I am willing to become immortal so that I can live a mortal life with you. I am willing to throw away everything that I inherited at birth. I am willing to not go to elf heaven so I can be with you. And that is exactly what we see at the very tip top of the pyramid. Liv Tyler is willingly stepping down from the top of the pyramid to become mortal, to live a life with the man that she loves, and that is not something to be given away lightly. But that also makes her character so much more interesting. Someone who is so in love with this guy, and I get it, I really do. Should she not make this decision, she will live forever. She will live at the top of our pyramid forever. She's willing to step down from our self-actualization step of the pyramid and move down to self-esteem, which is also a really interesting and really fascinating exploration of what it means to be on that top level. When you experience that top level, like Tolkien's elves, does your life have meaning anymore? You have nothing else to rise to. You no longer have your concerns about food and water like the hobbits did. You have that provided to you freely. You will live forever. There is no starvation. There is no dying of thirst. So what more is there to do? Become Buddha. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about with these references to Buddha, living a life and wanting for nothing is the Buddhist path to ascension. So there's monks that go for years without saying a word or fasting for prolonged periods of time, and those are all exercises to try to find ascension. To let go of your mortal coil and understand that you truly don't need anything. To reach the state of a Buddha, and there are multiple of them. I don't think that's well enough known in Western culture. There are many Buddhas. Like when Christianity was being brought to China, I'm not sure if it was like a mistranslation or a cultural thing, but I remember this story about a priest going to China and trying to convert people, and a woman saying, "Ah yes, I know Jesus. He's a very good Buddha, wanting for nothing, needing nothing." That's what's above our highest level of the pyramid. Ascension. Becoming a Buddha. But most of our stories are not about someone wanting to ascend. Characters want things. Characters need things. Going back to our food and water and shelter. Now, if you're writing a story about animals, the shelter doesn't apply, but the food and water still does. So if you're writing a story and you don't know what your character wants next, they've achieved what they want, this is a great resource for you. What level are they at on our pyramid? What do they need to do to get to the next level? And then the rest, well, that's up to you, and that's up to your story. Characters, just like people in real life, want something. When everything is provided to you, you want for nothing. What do you want anymore? What does your character want once they've reached the top? Are they willing to stay at the top and philosophize and ponder about morality and creation? Do they want something more? Or maybe even do they have the confidence and self-actualization enough to realize that wanting something is okay, and they are willing to step down. Well, I'll leave that up to you. That's your story to tell, your characters to write. And of course, while we're on the subject, like, comment, subscribe, and send this video to your friend that insists that you do at least one trilogy watch through, director's cut only, every single year. Have a good one. Bye.